Hello student. So today in the magnetic effect of electric current, we are going with the next topic, that is electromagnetic induction. So what is this electromagnetic induction? Before discussing about this, so let us revise something about the Oersted experiment. So in the Oersted experiment, that is electric motor, we have discussed when an current carrying conductor is kept in a magnet. It's kept in a magnet, it behaves as a magnet. So that is one concept we have discussed based on the Oersted experiment. So next, there is one breakthrough has been came when the Faraday, scientist called the Michael Faraday, has discovered that why can't we, when there is when the magnetic field, why can't the magnetic field can generate the electricity? So that concept he has done it, that is by Michael Faraday. That is the reverse for the Oersted has been done. Oersted, when a current carrying conductor has kept near to the any of the magnet, if you are consider that current carrying conductor behaves as a magnet, so that he has done the reverse of this. Why can't the magnet which is present when it kept near to the any of the conductor, means why can't the conductor behaves or produces the electricity? So to know about that, he has done one experiment to shows that when there is current, when there is magnetic field is, when the magnet is kept near to the any of the conductor, then there is a production of the electricity. To know that, he has done one experiment, that is we are calling it as different ways of inducing current in the coil. That means whenever the, you can see this is the coil, that is solenoid has been taken, and this one, it is the galvanometer has been placed here. In all these three cases, galvanometer is the case. So what is this galvanometer means? Galvanometer, it is an instrument which is used to measure whether there is a presence of current in the circuit or not. If the galvanometer shows deflection, means either in the left side or in the right side. So here we can consider two cases here. So right side deflection and the left side deflection. But here no deflection takes place. If there is a deflection, means then we can able to consider that there is a presence of current in the circuit. If there is no deflection, means then you can able to say then there is no presence of current in the circuit. So deflection means then there is a presence of current. So this is the galvanometer, which is the instrument used to measure the presence of current. Now the solenoid has been kept and it is connected to the galvanometer, and a bar magnet has been kept here with the north and south pole. So what is this three cases means? I'll say it. So this is a I think I can say this is a conductor. So when a bar magnet has been kept, when it in these three cases, this first case will say that when a bar magnet has moved away from the conductor. When the bar magnet has been moved away from the conductor, the deflection showing will be in the right side. Same case when the bar magnet has been kept there, constantly it has kept, nothing, it has not moved inside. Here you can see it has moved inside the conductor, that means it came near to the conductor, means then the deflection showing will be to the left side, that is the negative direction, the deflection. So this is the negative direction deflection, this is the positive direction deflection, and this is the constant. That means whenever the bar magnet has been kept constant near to the conductor, then there is no deflection in the galvanometer. So by these three illustrations, what I can define is whenever a bar magnet has been, there is a movement in the bar magnet, that is either it is coming near to the galvanometer. If it comes near to the galvanometer, galvanometer shows negative deflection, that is moves towards the left side. Whenever the galvanometer has been moved away from the conductor, means then that is galvanometer will shows positive direction or in the right side deflection. So whenever there is a change in motion of the bar magnet, motion of the bar magnet changes. Motion of the bar magnet means, if you know what is the properties of a bar magnet, isn't it, north and south pole? So magnetic field lines will be present. So it will be like this, isn't it? Near to the poles of the magnet, more number of magnetic field lines will be there. Outside the magnet, the magnetic field lines will move from north to south direction, isn't it? So this is the magnetic field lines. When this magnetic field lines comes in contact with these one, okay, so when it when it is constant, when the bar magnet has been kept constant with the conductor, means what are the magnetic field lines that will be in constant. So when it is constant means then the production of inducing of current in the conductor will be will be constant, so that the galvanometer will shows nothing deflection. That means it will be remaining the constant. When this bar magnet has been came near, means the magnetic field lines inside the conductor will goes on increasing. When it goes on increasing, the inducing of the current inside the conductor will increases. Due to that, galvanometer shows the deflection. Similarly, when at a sudden, when you take away this bar magnet from the conductor, when the bar magnet has been taken from the conductor, the magnetic field lines goes on decreasing. That means there is a change in motion of the current. That means when it is kept inside the conductor, means magnetic field lines increases. When it goes away from the conductor, magnetic field lines decrease. Increasing and decreasing in the magnetic field lines makes the galvanometer to shows the deflection. If it is showing the deflection, means then you can able to say then there is a presence of current in the circuit. So now I can able to define one term that is called the magnetic flux. So what is this magnetic flux? Means whenever the total number of magnetic field lines due to the magnet passing through the coil, there are number of magnetic field lines will be present. When these magnetic field lines due to the magnet, this due to the bar magnet, when it comes or when it passes through the coil, then that magnetic field lines we are calling it as the magnetic flux. Okay, I'll repeat it. Then there were the total number, there are different number of the total number of magnetic field lines due to the magnet passing through the coil. So that magnetic field lines are called as magnetic flux. Okay, magnetic flux only it is concept we are describing in this case. Whenever there is a magnet and as well as coil is in contact, or when the magnetic field lines enter to the coil, then only we are able to say the term magnetic flux. So the change in magnetic flux, I can say, now I can able to define this magnetic flux. When there is a change in magnetic flux, this results in the deflection in the galvanometer. When there is a change means when there is an increase in the magnetic flux, when there is a decrease in magnetic flux, the galvanometer shows the deflection. So deflection it is showing means the presence of current is there. Okay. Now, the current has been produced in the circuit. We know that when there is a change in magnetic flux, then the current has been produced. Current is there. I'll take current is there. So, whenever the concept of current comes, what comes to your mind means whenever there is a passage of current or the passage of electrons to move, passage of electron to takes place, then there should be a potential difference across the circuit, isn't it? There should be a term called potential difference across the two terminals of the circuit. When there is a potential difference, then only we can able to say then there is a production of current inside the circuit. So here, so we are defining this potential difference means for the current to flow. So for the current to flow, there should be, I can write this potential difference across the circuit as there should be electromotive force. So, or I can say it as EMF should be induced in the circuit so that there is a change in the magnetic flux. Okay. So, there should be a induced in electromotive force means there should be a potential difference across the circuit. If there is a potential difference across the circuit, then only the current will force. All these terms, instead of saying all this time, I can able to say electromotive force. So electromotive force is nothing but when there is a potential difference across the circuit, then the production or then the flow of current will takes place. So what I can say at last the define means, so electromotive force EMF has been induced means induced in the circuit, induced in these coils means then why? Because due to the change in magnetic flux. Okay, these are the terminologies you have to remember. Instead of saying all these things, you have to say it when there is EMF has been induced. So different ways of inducing we have seen. So there may be a question in the examination what explain different ways of inducing current in the coil. That means you have to explain these three ways. Whenever it is kept near it, whenever it goes away from the coil, or whenever it is kept constant, all these three concepts you have to explain. So whenever the electromotive force has been induced, means why it is induced means it is induced due to the change in the flux. So now we are able to define what is electromagnetic induction. So what is this electromagnetic induction definition? Means production of induced EMF. Production of induced EMF. Induced EMF is nothing but it is the production of current in the circuit due to the change in magnetic flux. Due to change in magnetic flux, so the production of induced EMF has been taken place inside the coil. So because of that we can able to define what is this electromagnetic induction. So electromagnetic induction, production of induced EMF due to change in magnetic flux is called the electromagnetic induction. So now based on this, Faraday has been able to prescribe or postulate two laws, that is two Faraday's laws based on the electromagnetic induction. So what the first law says, whenever there is a change in magnetic flux linked with the coil, EMF has been induced. So why the term change in magnetic flux linked means, so you know what is that, whenever the magnet is kept either comes near or goes away from the coil, then only there is a electromotive force has been induced, that is electromotive force has been generated. If the magnet has been kept constant means then there is no electromotive force in that. So that is why Faraday has that is he has postulated the first law as whenever there is a change in magnetic flux linked with the coil, so then only electromotive force has been induced in the coil. Second law has been says that the magnitude of induced EMF. So how much magnitude? So galvanometer is showing the deflection. No, that deflection shows how much magnitude, that is electromotive force has been there. That is some 2 or 3. We don't know what is the value. This the magnitude will be there. That magnitude was directly proportional to rate of change of flux. Rate of change of flux means change of flux with respect to time. If there is a more change, that is fastly if you keep inside the conductor means, inside the coil means, then there is more number of deflection shows. When we are remove it in a certain time means, then also there is a change in galvanometer. So magnitude, according to that, Faraday has postulated the second law as magnitude of induced EMF is directly proportional to rate of change of flux. So based on these concepts, now comes Fleming, that is Sir Ambrose Fleming. First he has done for the electric motor. When there is a current carrying conductor has been placed in a magnet field, then the current carrying conductor behaves as a magnet. That they have discovered about the Fleming's left hand rule. Now based on electromagnetic induction, that is for the electric generator. Electric generator is nothing but so mechanical energy, converting the mechanical energy into electrical energy. That means whenever the magnet has been kept near to the coil or the conductor, that conductor behaves as that conductor produces electricity. So based on this concept, Fleming has discovered another one rule, that is Fleming's right hand rule. So what this Fleming's right hand rule says means you have to consider your right hand and you have to stretch your thumb, forefinger as well as the index, that is middle finger. You have to take all these three fingers in such a way that they should be perpendicular to each other. So like what we have done in left hand rule, same concept here. Here the thumb represents the movement of the conductor, that is movement inside or outside of the conductor, and this index finger represents that is magnetic field, same concept, and this middle finger or the second finger represent it represent induced current, that is movement of the current here. So for thumb represents movement of the conductor, This represents that is magnetic field, and this represents the current, induced current here. So based on the Fleming's right hand rule, we are able to define about the electric generators. So electric generators for the Fleming's right hand rule, electric motors for the Fleming's left hand rule. Okay, based on these topics, this is about the last topic in your chapter, that is magnetic effect of electric current. Maybe in the next topic in your textbook, it will be that is electric generator and as well as domestic electric circuit, that has been deducted from your syllabus only till Fleming's right hand rule. Till this topic it has been there for this academic year. So now, based on these topics, I have given you the worksheet. Try to solve it. If any doubts is there, means let us discuss in an interaction section. And also some concept I want to explain about the galvanometer and some of the instruments, so that we will go in the interaction section. Thank you, children.